The Language of Responsibility by Elsie Lee, Sunda Subzuari, and Courtney Coughlin. The choice of words that individuals use to communicate decides if they are going to take responsibility for their statement. It statements involve the replacement of the personal pronoun I with the less immediate word it. Individuals who use the it statement avoid responsibility for the message by adding an unidentified source. Using it in statements causes a less direct and more ambiguous statement, as it is a way to avoid taking a position. Here is an example of replacing the word I with it. I was scared of the procedure, compared to it was a scary procedure. But statements include the word but. The word but often cancels out the expression that precedes it. Individuals may use the word as a strategy, which makes a psychological sandwich. This sandwich allows one to reveal an unpleasant message between a more pleasant ideas. But statements often come with distractions, so using this statement would not be wise when a statement needs to be very clear. Here is an example of using the word but in a statement. This medication is great for your condition, but there are many side effects. Questions can be a way to ask for information, but questions can also be used to avoid a statement. Sometimes asking questions can be a way to approach a topic that may be difficult for you to bring up, but when questions are used ineffectively, this can be a way to avoid speaking for yourself. For example, asking the question, "How many medications are needed for my condition?" may hide the statement, "I hope there isn't too many pills to take within the day."
Describes the reaction of the speaker to someone else's behavior, but does not judge the behavior itself and what it is worth. I language is a way for a person to take responsibility for what they are saying. It provides a more accurate way to express a complaint, but is not as harsh. I statements only work if they are delivered at the right time. There are 4 elements included in a complete I statement: the other person's behavior, your interpretation, your feelings, and the consequences the other person's behavior has for you. There's an example in the Looking Out Looking In textbook, page 218, that says, "When you didn't pick me up this morning, I was late for class, and I wound up getting chewed out by the professor. It seemed to me that my being on time didn't seem important. That's why I got so mad." When you didn't pick me up this morning is the behavior. I was late for class and I wound up getting chewed out by the professor is the consequence the other person's behavior has for you. It seemed to me that my being on time didn't seem important is your interpretation, and that's why I got so mad is your feeling. The I language can be thought of as egotistical, narcissistic, and self-absorbed. 3 common objections to the use of the I language are: I get too angry to use the I language, even with the I language the other person gets defensive, and I language sounds artificial. You language, a statement that expresses the judgment of another person. Not many people accept you statements. How is someone qualified to judge your actions? The word you can be stated or implied. Stated, you do everything wrong, or implied, everything is wrong. You language can sound evaluative, can arouse defensiveness regardless if you is stated or implied, and most listeners are not willing to accept this type of language, even if the statement is truthful.
Is it? I don't know why you're getting so upset over this. I mean, what is the big deal?
Bruce, I never said that. I never told you to use a different code for this billing.
Sure you did. You said to use an infectious disease code. I know you did.
Why would I do that?
How would I
In
know?
this video, the 2 healthcare providers are using both the I and you language. The word you that was used by the male healthcare provider, it stated, and it expressed the judgment of the female healthcare provider that she had told him to use a particular code for billing. On the other hand, the female healthcare provider used the word I a lot. Using the I statement, she expressed that she is not upset, which is a way to describe her reaction to the male healthcare provider's behavior. Secondly, she repeated that she had not told him to use a different code for billing, meaning that she is trying to provide a more accurate way to express her complaint.
We statements can be used when I statements are overused. We statements involve both the sender and the receiver. It allows both individuals to know that they are responsible for the statement. We statements involve the action of "we're in this together," which allows individuals to feel close and committed to each other and the situation. But sometimes using the word we isn't appropriate. Using we suggests that you are speaking for the other person and yourself. For example, we will both pay for the cost of the medication.
Let's do a quiz together. True or false? Question number 1. But is an unconscious way to avoid taking a position. Question number 2. It cancels out the expression that precedes it. Question number 3. Questions are used as an indirect way to approach a topic. Question number 4. There are 3 elements included in the I statement. Question number 5. I statements are thought of as egotistical, narcissistic, and self-absorbed. Question number 6. Most listeners are not willing to accept the but statement, even if the statement is truthful.
Here are the answers. Number 1, false. It is an unconscious way to avoid taking a position. Number 2, it's false. But cancels out the expression that precedes it. 3 was true. 4 is false. There are 4 elements included in the I statement. 5 is true. 6 is false. Most listeners are not willing to accept the you statement, even if the statement is truthful.